what was the feeling of becoming a dad at age 53?
Yes, yeah. Well, I didn't think about the age. The reason I waited so long, and it makes no sense whatsoever, but in my magical thinking was my dad died at 50, and I didn't want to have kids. I wasn't ready to have kids until I was like about 40. I wanted to be stable in all realms, and I thought 40 was about right. And then when I was 40, I realized, well, I assumed I was going to die at 50 because my dad died at 50, which is a common thing people have who have lost a parent early. And I realized I don't want to die on them at 50 like my dad did when they were 10 years old. So I was like, I'm not going to have kids. And then I hit 51, and literally the day I hit 51, I went to the doctor, and I told him, like, I didn't have kids because I thought I was going to die this past year. And he looked at me like, you're just insane. And he was like, I think you'll live to, you could probably make it to the mid-70s. I'd say that's a safe bet. I was like, oh, okay. So then I was like, okay, I'll have kids. So it makes no sense that I waited, but it's the greatest. It's the greatest. I can't believe I waited so long. I wish I'd done it earlier. They're the greatest joys. Wyatt turns 3 April 27th, and Sebastian turned 1 on February 7th. He just started walking. And yeah, it's the most magical, extraordinary experience, and it's all the cliches are true, and it puts everything in perspective. But it's truly the greatest joy I could possibly imagine, and it makes me feel they look so much like my mom and my brother, and they have my dad's eyes, and it's incredible. It's really incredible.
And do they know that they have an uncle that knows how to cook very well?
I've started dropping hints that they have an uncle who could help them out. When I was a kid, I'll tell you, when I was a kid, my dad died, and I dreamt for a long time of, I wanted to have, I felt my mom was amazing, but she wasn't the most sort of practical person, as you might imagine. And I was sort of the practical one. And I had a dream of having a board of directors. I'd read that companies have boards of directors. I was 11. And I was like, I would like to have a board of directors that maybe every 2 weeks or once a month, I would go to their office and I would consult with, like, how do you pay taxes? How do I get a job? And all this stuff. And I wanted somebody who was like good at real estate and good at like finding a job. And so, so now with my kids, I'm creating like a circle of friends, and you are part of it, who I want to have in their lives, so that they always know that if something does happen to me, they always know that there is the support out there, and there are people who love them.
It's a nice concept to think like every one of us, we have to have a board of directors, friends and family that when we don't know all the answers, because we don't have all the answers to life, we can go to them and get their feedback. I think this is a very important concept.